It's been almost a month since the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, and about 2 weeks ago was probably the peak of the social media sensationalism, as I'd say. And I wanted to do the video now, after the dust has settled a little bit, especially in people's minds, of what's going on, and a lot more people taking off their Ukrainian support flags. It's harder to get into stuff when it's not as nuts, when it's not as sensational, and a lot less development is happening because in people's brains the memory is harder to grasp and people start forgetting pretty quickly, just like from COVID to this, and from this to something else, people will forget. And it's interesting how people could care so much to then just go about their daily life and kind of forget what's going on. So today I have Marko, a guy I met a few years ago, half Serbian guy, and yeah, he has some very interesting stuff to say, especially about his wild shenanigans on his Instagram. So we met like a few years ago. It must have been like, it was like late, middle to late 2019, dude, in the holy land of Bali.
Yeah, feels like last year.
It was, no, that's what COVID's like, eh? Like COVID just like wipes out memories. But
Exactly.
but we managed to avoid most of it, I reckon. Most of the bollocks.
Yeah, I mean there was a bit in Bali at one point when the beaches were closed and stuff like that, but can't complain. You're still in Bali, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I was I was there when the beaches did close, right? And but I was going hard on, like, documenting about this shit, and finding all the places that were open and have the battalion like still, give you the tickets. So you're paying for it with the official folk. But it's all absolute like nonsense. But it was only closed for like 2 months. Not too bad. While
Yeah,
also parks and restaurants and malls and shit were still open. Pretty insane, to be honest.
did make sense. We went over to East Bali to Virgin Beach near Cinnamon, Padang Bay area, and there was some guy at the front saying beach is closed, and then some other guys were like, ignore him, just you drive on, don't worry about it. And we got there and there were no problems. But in Canggu and Kuta are a different story. I mean, at one moment I saw them like bricking up the entrance to the beaches in Kuta.
Yeah. Yeah, and then last year they started trying to have the vaccine passport QR code to get onto Kuta Beach. But what about if you wanted to go on the beach without your phone? Like, you have to go there.
Exactly.
It's retarded. So yeah, we've got all that. We've been experiencing all that. All this kind of like misinformation slash confusion slash people jumping on top of each other for like any reason, like, oh, you're not, even now. I even speak to someone now and say I've, not been vaccinated, and they're like, why are you endangering people? Why are you making like 2022, man? Do you think this is all do you think at the moment, if someone was not vaccinated, do you think that they would be not a danger, or what?
A danger to other people.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you're a serial killer and you're vaccinated, like, it's not going to stop you being a danger to people. I mean,
Yeah.
people are much more dangerous in other ways rather than just being contagious to COVID-19. And even if you are vaccinated, you're still contagious. And
That's
you
right.
see, everyone's vaccinated, but the pandemic was still spreading. So it's all just bullshit. And what's happening now in the news has kind of proved that. It's as if Men in Black have come along and flashed everyone and said, "Well, forgot about COVID. It's time to love Ukraine instead."
Yeah, right. So there's quite a lot of different things that happen in the world where, people have been talking about money a lot now, like as much as 2008, I reckon, talking about like inflation and all this stuff. and then we talk about, the government making choices that people don't like, political choices like the restrictions, and then we have this Russia shit, which is like, dude, there's no right way of saying it, that is absolutely a clusterfuck, like a historic clusterfuck until now, like, but my point is that actually I forgot my point straight away. Talking about all this stuff happening, yeah. Well, people, it feels like this time has been like the most wackiest time of getting all those things and putting it into very recent memory of everyone, so they can remember all the way back for a few years now. Inflation, pandemic, now war, the crazy shit between Biden and Trump and all that nonsense, and then Afghanistan and how that was a complete mess. And people are able, I reckon, to remember all this shit a lot easier than years and years of kind of covert action of how we've been living life, and people not really caring because it's not really affecting their life. But now it has. Do you think like, you talked about the flipping Men in Black Flash. Do you reckon that it would be easy enough for people to just forget about all this? Imagine in a year's time, if this stuff just stopped now, that it wouldn't really change anything in people's memory. Or do you think they would go back?
Already now, you're seeing the front page of BBC for the first time. How long's this invasion been going on? 20 odd days? For the first time, Ukraine's not at the top of the BBC website today.
Right.
Plane crashed in China. And
yeah.
You're seeing like a lot less attention. It's not as trending on Twitter, and you've got to use those metrics to analyze stuff.
Yeah.
People are already moving on. The kind of hysterical wave kind of coming down now. You see mainstream media even like starting to talk about Nazism in Ukraine, which is quite strange because 2 weeks ago, if you mentioned anything to do with that, you were a conspiracy theorist. So it's interesting because I feel like social media does amplify the sensationalism, but then social media also helps to amplify that kind of return to reason and that logic perspective that kicks in soon after that sensationalist wave. So I think already now we're seeing people kind of calm down, people who were like just posting blue and yellow everywhere, starting to feel a bit maybe embarrassed or like, oh shit, maybe I don't really know anything about this conflict. What am I doing?
What, like Coney 2012?
So, exactly like Coney. And there's a saying, isn't there, like, today's news is tomorrow's fish and chip paper. Obviously in England we wrap fish and chips in newspaper. And yeah, there'll be something else next, man. Like, it's pretty bad what's happening in the UK with the cost of living going up, and I'm sure that's going to be made into some kind of huge news story and going to take everyone's attention to distract everyone again.
Yeah, and they'll just blame some other reason, just like Biden.
Yeah,
Biden blaming Putin for the oil prices and all the cost of living going up, and it's like, nah, man, it's so obvious, it's so stupid, like, and yeah.
I mean, I was naively like hoping that a lot of people wouldn't fall for the sensationalism, and in the beginning, I was like kind of getting triggered. Yeah, I was getting triggered just like a Karen by all this sensationalism, and I was trying to like help people see it from a more like logical viewpoint. But it seems like people are wiser than I thought. Like, even people are saying who you wouldn't expect to are like, yeah, this cost of living crisis has got nothing to do with Russia, and they're realizing that politicians are just using that as an excuse. So I'm quite optimistic, I don't know where the optimism is going to lead to, though, if it's going to lead to some kind of better society, but people seem more switched on than...
Well, I can, I can talk about something the complete opposite that takes away faith in humanity. So, like...
Go for it. I need some existential dread.
Well, first of all, before we go on to this stupid news that happened before Russia, this is one reason why I wanted to make this video now, after, 2 weeks ago was like probably the peak of people going nuts. When I look on the news, when I look on any media sites, 2 weeks ago roughly is when it was like the peak. So to do something now, to talk about it now, even though it's not that long since it flipping started, and it's still happening right now. It still hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
It changes it. It changes people's ability, I reckon, to even process what they're being told. So we'll get on to more about Russia in a sec, but I was kind of going a bit nuts about the Canada trucker situation. Did you ever see about that? Did you see about all the truckers doing the protest?
Yeah. Yeah, you mean the Nazi truckers?
Everyone's a Nazi until they're not, Jesus.
Yeah, I know. I saw that Trudeau not being very democratic, was it? Freezing people's bank accounts and stuff. It was crazy to see in a country like Canada that's supposed to be
Yeah.
a lot more democratic than, say, America.
They're supposed to be nice. They're supposed to say sorry more than we do.
Yeah.
But I've heard a lot of stuff, even over the past years, of just how kind of crazy Canada gets, especially in Toronto, where I see like full, not military, like the SWAT level police going on the streets whenever something is happening. They'll go, and that's been going on for years now. So when I see a protest of truckers being like, we don't want the goddamn booster double vaccine bullshit to get back into Canada, I think that's what it was. And then Justin Trudeau just losing his mind, trying to stop all this. And then one of the worst parts, this is the part that I'm kind of gonna get onto with the sensationalism of the Russia shit, is that the people of Canada that found out who was giving money to the truckers to try and support them, and then all their addresses getting doxed, and then they're like, let's go find them, let's go find their houses, let's go find their businesses and like fuck it up, because they hate the fact that people were trying to protest against COVID or the government or whatever. And I wonder how they feel now, because it's kind of absolutely insane to go crazy about people being against something that's so simple. And not soon after, so many states in Canada got rid of the COVID restrictions and legislation. It's insane. So they won.
So in Canada now, is there still legislation in place, or is it all gone?
As far as I last looked, like, I don't know, like 80% or more of the states were like, no more COVID nonsense, no more masks, no more, right? So, and that's like a few weeks after the fucking protest. What a coincidence.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Do you think it would have happened if it wasn't for Russia, or do you think it's going to happen anyway?
What do you mean, like between like Justin Trudeau trying to be a more sound guy, trying to be
like all the restrictions being dropped everywhere? Do you think it would have happened as quick?
I think
before this World War
think it was
III
happening.
Malarkey and...
I think it was actually happening before the Russia stuff started really kicking off.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was gonna happen anyway, because America in general and other countries around, even Britain, have stopped. Right? I don't know. My parents saying
you don't need to be vaccinated to get in,
which is great. So we get that sensationalism, and I was watching you posting those stories, and they were so funny, of and you were being so savage as well. Like it started off like you were just like, hey, look at this. This is a bit like fucked, and then eventually you were like, hey guys, maybe we'll have a look, and then eventually you were like, you guys are so dumb. Like, look at this. You're just falling for the fucking bait, idiots. Like, oh man.
I lost my patience, man.
Yeah. But so what made you start? What made you start going around slapping people around with their idiocracy?
I mean, we talk about how weird the world is now and how wrapped up people are in hysteria, but for me, I mean, I'm half Serbian. So growing up in the UK when I was 8 years old, England bombed Serbia along with America, NATO. So I was protesting then, obviously raised with like a strong sense of injustice and calling out bullshit when I see it, because it really wasn't fair what was going on. Cluster bombs dropped all over marketplaces by American planes, English planes, thousands of civilians dead. But everyone in the UK was like, oh, we need to stop the bad Serbs, Serbs are evil, and all this type of shit. And it wasn't to the extent of all the Ukrainian flags you see now, but the demonization was crazy and the misinformation was really crazy as well. So I've always felt like we've lived in a kind of weird matrix simulation where the media can create a kind of false reality and brainwash people. And after that, we obviously had the weapons of mass destruction. So that was 1999. Then we had Iraq weapons of mass destruction 2003, which blew my mind.
Yeah.
People actually got convinced into it. And yeah, just ever since then, man, I've taken a strong interest in geopolitics. Same with like Libya, when we bombed Libya and got rid of Gaddafi. You know, I was back at uni then.
Yeah.
And the whole of England was up against Libya, and society was saying it's a good idea to go bomb Libya, let's go drop thousands of bombs. It just pissed me off so much that I printed out a picture of Gaddafi and put it on my house at uni, just on my door, just because sometimes somebody needs to kind of readdress the balance, I feel. And
yeah,
when I was just seeing so much on LinkedIn and Instagram, so much mindless support, especially from my former employers like Ladbible and Unilad, who have such a massive reach and a massive audience, and then seeing young lads from England reading this type of shit, volunteering to go fight in Ukraine, and then being blown to bits by fucking cruise missiles from Russia, or being forced to go into Kiev with a little Luger and a BB gun, or else they get shot. And it's just manipulation when it comes to that. It's not just disinformation, it's manipulation. It's going to cause innocent people to die from England that don't need to die. And some people were like, fuck it, these guys are stupid, let them go die. But they're probably not stupid. Well, they might be a bit stupid, but deep down, they're probably just nice people who see someone suffering and want to go help. But
yeah,
they don't need to put themselves in harm's way, you know? So all that collectively just made me it was just so intense. Every time I went on Instagram or any social media, I was just like, right, fuck it, gotta keep posting, man. Gotta keep posting.
Right, because every post that you make, there's like fucking thousands of people making posts that are just mindless without even looking at anything. They're just looking at like BBC News only, or Channel 4 or some shit, right? For us in the UK, in America, it'd be like CNN or something. And they'll just be following that. They'll just be like, oh wow, that's so bad. These poor Ukrainian folks. I say they sure fight pretty well for poor Ukrainians, fucking fending off Russia. Like, so, you know, they've been doing stuff for a long time. They've been able to have a good force for a long time. But what was the thing? What was the thing with Ladbible? What was happening there?
Well, I mean, they were just posting absolute crap, just from mindless blind support for Ukraine, just posting little sob stories from Ukraine. The story about that pilot who apparently shot down loads of Russian planes.
What, the ghost of Kiev?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that's from a film called The Patriot with Mel Gibson, where he killed loads of like British colonialists,
right,
before the Americans in the American Civil War, and it was like the ghost.
And
then again with the Snake Island guys all saying they surrendered, they didn't surrender, they all got killed. Well, no, they all surrendered and they're all alive. And
yes,
just ridiculous,
I saw
man.
that.
Just
I saw that.
Hollywood, isn't it?
It's like I saw the thing with the island, you know, with the Ukrainians. Yeah. That was that was mental. But then it starts really hard to know which, because if Ukraine is gonna have propaganda against Russia, right? Then Russia's been doing a massive campaign of their own propaganda and having people, you know, in the support and getting their children out, you know, children out of the terminal hospice, and doing the Z and stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
and I've got.
How much do you think Putin's paying me?
Sorry, what was that?
How much do you think Putin's paying me?
Absolutely, like, well, not with Visa anyway,
No, no MasterCard.
right? Because my brother is in Russia right now. He's in, it's a big place. And he's been pretty cautious to tell me or really speak about much of what's going on because you don't know, right? Most of the world is against this, right? So I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of any stuff,
Well,
right?
do you think most of the world's against it?
Well, they were, as I say, when people are posting stuff, right?
Right, but what is our perspective of the world? Because I mean,
Okay,
it's just Western Europe, America, and Canada. But if you look at India, China, South America, it's like Africa. People aren't all whipped up into this mass hysteria, but we're made to feel like it's the whole world by the way the media is treating it.
yeah, okay. That's a great point. Let's say people who are just say they're open to talk about it, right? So they're not like in full blind support of Russia. So, but the thing is, in when you're in Russia and you're like saying like, "Oh, this is strange," that's enough. That's enough for you to be on the like dissent against the government, right? So that's really the level I'm at. I'm not talking about like going absolutely nuts and doing these anti-war party meditation shit I've seen online. Like I don't know what that's about.
Sounds like something in a bud.
Yeah, it does. But no, that's a great point. So my brother's there, and he's got all his friends, and they're against this nuts situation. But they've been telling me about like some examples of people that they know and other stories that they've heard. And they said last night they met a Ukrainian guy from living in Donetsk, right? And he was living whatever. He was just out and about. Back in 2014, he said there was a lot of bombing happening, and he'd just be like walking out in the park, and there's like this bombs fucking land, right? And he's like, Jesus Christ, this is weird. And then he decided to go to college in the city, and he said that there was all these like movements and kind of like wild shit like against Russia, right? And he was speaking Russian at the time. He was like learning it and doing that stuff, and he saw that people were just really starting to hate on it, and he was saying there was a lot of like Ukrainian fascists, right, being around and being supported by the government and being allowed to have weapons, and if they find someone that speaks Russian or has a Russian partner or is Russian, that they're allowed to beat the shit out of them. This is all anecdotal shit, right? Grain of salt. This is what the guy said to him. And, you were saying that talking about like denazifying Ukraine now isn't as crazy as what it was a few weeks ago. What do you know about that? What have you heard about that?
I know quite a lot about it, interestingly. I mean,
Are you a Nazi? What the
everybody's saying that I am. I'm a closet Nazi. I won't do a C, Kyle.
No.
That'll get us cancelled wherever this goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, I'm not a Nazi, but I do take a strong interest in Nazism because I'm a massive history geek.
Yeah. People love a good murder.
Yeah. And
until it happens to them.
Hitler was one of the best murderers in the world. I mean, any country that has a national holiday to celebrate the World War II Nazi puppet leader, Stefan Bandera, has a strong Nazi problem going on. I mean, Ukraine's national holiday to celebrate that guy. And that guy was a straight up Nazi, worked for Hitler, set up concentration camps. He said horrible things about killing Jews, killing Poles, killed thousands of them. Straight up Nazi. And since 2014, They've had a national holiday every year to celebrate this guy. Not only that, they've built hundreds of statues of him all around the country. They've renamed football stadiums after him. That's a strong signal that you just don't have a few fringe Nazis in your country. That shows that your government is in bed with Nazis. Your government is kind of got a bit of a problem going on.
Well, what's all this?
And seeing people just...
Yeah? What's all this stuff about the Jewish population then over there? What's that about then? If they...
So the Jewish president?
Yeah. But I thought they said they had...
So I mean, the Jewish president... So the presidential elections and the parliamentary elections are two separate things. So interestingly, like at a local governmental level, in specific towns and regions, you'll see a much more kind of strong prominence of this like Nazism and right-wing infatuation. And I'd say the president is kind of like a bridge between this kind of right-wing fascist ideology within Ukraine and the more like liberal-leaning left. And interestingly, to see this relationship between Nazism and a Jewish leader is quite crazy. But what's really interesting is that when you think about what country in the world acts most like Nazis in the modern age, it actually is the Jewish state of Israel, which
fucking hell
really do act like Nazis in the way that they treat the Palestinians in Gaza. So things have been turned on the head a bit. And interestingly, Israel has good relationship with Ukraine.
Right.
It's really interesting. It's really interesting.
Yeah, interesting is the word. Is the magic word of like, yeah.
I think you said clusterfuck, and that's the best way to describe it, man.
Yeah, because we've had this going on, for what 8 years now of the bombing sort of situation, right? And if we're talking about like Nazism, right? This the whole idea of like we're this and we're gonna absolutely like dominate this, and or these people are like, you know, subhuman or whatever, right? It doesn't even need to connect to what happened in the Second World War anymore in terms of like what's going on inside. It's just an ideology, right? So yeah, it's probably gonna. But are you saying that they're actually bringing ideas from actual Nazis, or just a general kind of fascist sort of mindset?
So I mean, Ukraine never had like much of a national identity. The only time it really got to get a strong national identity was when Hitler enabled them to do it in World War II and set up like a puppet state and had Stepan Bandera as the leader. So Ukrainian nationalists have like nothing to kind of glorify apart from this, really. So it's kind of like, unfortunately, that's what they have to look up to.
Yeah. And
there is like Nazi insignia they use and stuff like that, but I feel like that's just kind of because that's all they've got really from the past. That's all the history that they've got. And there's so many parallels with Croatia, with the breakup of Yugoslavia in 1991, the same glorification of the Nazi puppets of the past, of the Ustasha regime, the ones that killed hundreds of thousands of Serbs, Gypsies, Jews in concentration camps. And even today, now in Croatia, you see these people being glorified.
Yeah.
So I think it's just about not having anyone to kind of look up to in history, and that's the only ones they have.
Yeah, pretty messed up. Do you still
messed up, man?
Do you still follow what happens in Serbia?
Yeah, man. I got my finger on pulse in Eastern Europe.
What are they thinking? What have they been thinking lately about all this stuff?
So Serbia is the only country in Europe, apart from Belarus, which hasn't sanctioned Russia. Serbia is probably the only country in Europe where there's been demonstrations in support of Russia in the capital.
Yeah, with the Z, with the Z going on.
Z, Russian flag. I mean, in Serbia, it's easy to support Russia because all you got to do is turn the Serbian flag upside down, and there you go, Russian flag. So it's like we're made to be allies. But a lot of our support, it isn't anything against the Ukrainian people at all. It's more to do with the fact that we were bombed by NATO, and we've been part of this. We've been victims of this like geopolitical chess match.
Yeah.
NATO bombed us into submission and built the biggest NATO base in Europe in the Serbian region of Kosovo because they bombed us out of there. So we know what NATO are all about. We know what they want to do. So that's why we're so strongly opposed to the meddling that they've done, and we're just urging people to just have a bit more rationality when it comes to reacting to this.
Yeah, that's right, man. I was over the past few months before the war was happening. I noticed that Putin and Xi Jinping, they were like being a lot more vocal about the West being weak and divided and all this stuff. And I was like, what? Why are they speaking up so hard lately? Like, and for the most part, I was agreeing with them. I was agreeing, saying that like in the West in general being confused about their own identity, like everything like woke politics and all the shit getting in the way, their country being fucked up by their own economic system of restrictions and that and everything. Because my brother's been in Russia and that for like most of this pandemic, and he's been able to do. They did have some lockdowns, but it was like kind of like whatever. So they were doing whatever they wanted to do eventually. And I'm hearing Putin in that talk, and he's like, the West, they're just getting weaker and weaker, and and I like it because we're just let them become weaker, and we have a strong country. We do this, and Xi Jinping was saying the same thing about like not getting confused about whose role is what. And it's pretty crazy that it's like I was like, yeah, I was like, wow, well, he's not wrong, he's not wrong. And then what happens now after Afghanistan and all that absolute, dumfoolery? He's like, let's go. Do you have any thoughts of like why now? Why he started it? Why he's going
Why
at
now?
like.
So I think that's like a good point to make about the general weakness of the West, and especially after Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Especially as COVID was like kind of dying down as well. Probably a good time to do it. Also, I feel like because it's been 8 years of war there in Ukraine, the Ukrainian government's been edging towards a closer relationship with NATO. I know they're not in NATO, but they've had NATO troops in there, training their army, supplying them with weapons,
Yeah.
teaching them a thing or two. And, I think Putin probably thought that they were getting ready to attack Donetsk and Luhansk, the two little republics that the Russian-speaking population of Ukraine had carved out since 2014. The same thing happened in Croatia in the destruction of Yugoslavia. The Serbs in Croatia carved out their own little republic. And then with the help of NATO and the tactics of NATO, the Croatians launched something called Operation Storm. In about 3-4 days, they'd expelled 300,000 Serbs, killed thousands, absolutely destroyed these republics, and kicked everyone out. And I feel like Putin probably felt like that was coming with Donetsk and Luhansk. And he's decided, instead of just going in and arming Donetsk and Luhansk, he's decided to go and remove what he sees as the whole cancer of the Ukrainian government.
Yeah.
And that's led us to where we are now. So I think there's like a variety of reasons, but yeah, I feel like that probably would have been one. I feel like Ukraine were probably getting ready to have a bit of a go at Donetsk and Luhansk.
So we would agree that it's pretty savage what he's been doing. Because that's the point. If people watch something like this and they're like, oh man, they're just like, they just like Russian, fuck it. They'll just let it go, right? They just like it because of some shit from the past. But, no one really wants to go and kill people. I don't think. Not everyone. I don't. I know some people that, but but it's more like to understand it. And people will be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Russia, this is evil. We should just stop all trade. Well, they should just get them to starve to death because they can't even use their own bank accounts. They can't do anything. And if they're abroad, they're absolutely fucked unless they got into crypto, right? Um, we're not saying that. We're not saying that that we think it's a good thing that Putin has done all this shit at the time that the NATO is the weakest and people are confused about themselves and people get more riled up about what someone said on the fucking internet than a goddamn war, and people are already like losing interest, right? So
Yeah.
we're not saying any of that. We're saying that it's still kind of fucking nuts, but we understand why it's happening.
Yeah, it's important not to just go to the whole thing like Russia evil, Russia bad. That's the only reason here. It's important to try and understand why politicians do stuff. So hopefully in future when things like this happen, we can have a better understanding. And maybe if our politicians understood why shit happened, they'd be able to avoid it happening. Like, I think they've learned a lesson here. I don't think NATO's going to be try expanding anywhere else for a while. But again, that's not saying that what Russia's done is right. But you've got to be able to look at everything from each perspective and both perspectives. It's not like Russians and Putin are just some like alien with no IQ and just like dumb, brutish nation. It's like obviously they have a plan
Yeah.
and they have a perspective too. However extreme it is, however extreme ours is, it's all bullshit. It's all war. It's all terrible, unfortunately. But you've got to try and understand it.
Yeah, because talking only gets so far. Like I don't think Putin could talk his way into making what he wanted to happen. That's what it seems to be like. So if you can't talk, there's only one other option, and that's war. But one of the main reasons about to talk to you, is mainly about like the misinformation of all this, right? Regardless of what the truth is, what we hear is just like, for instance, we had this whole pandemic for these past few years, and in the UK, we had Boris Johnson saying all sorts of crazy, wacky shit, and then the next week, like at the start, it was like they said masks are pointless, and they actually like make it worse for your health, right? Don't use masks.
Yeah.
And then later
Yeah.
they're like, no, you need it. Why? Because it needs to follow the whole world organization bullshit thing, and all these countries are trying to follow each other. They're just following along, and then the smaller ones are like, all right, we'll just follow that. Okay, why? We don't know. We're just doing it. So if we had all that nonsense for the past years, and this is just this time, we're having like forever of having misinformation being sent to us, but now this is the real time where we can go in the street, we can see it, we can look on the news, and we're like, nah, man, that doesn't match up. Or you get COVID, everyone else get COVID, and so many people have survived. I do know some people that said, they've had family members that died. But it's kind of like it starts going into more anecdotal stuff where you need to look at the statistics, and even stuff like the John Hopkins study came out a few months ago, said that the first year of lockdown had like a 0.4% benefit towards like the health of the population. 0.4. So that's almost nothing, and to have people locked down for the first year and not be able to do stuff, their mental health getting fucked, all this shit, all this bad shit, the businesses getting absolutely destroyed, and you see a 0.4% less of a spike of COVID, mask useless, lockdown is useless, right? And it happened, and you think, who's responsible? Well, who is the government? Is the people the government? Are we this helpless, right? But we know now, when we look back, we can see all the stupid shit. We can see all the misinformation, right? And And then we see something like this Russia-Ukraine situation. And why would we believe it fully right now when we've just been told lies for years? And the fucking Canada trucker lies and Joe Rogan lies, and why would we disbelieve it now? Why can't we question it now when we could question this other shit before and people realized it was like stupid? And that's the main thing, and that's one thing I saw when you were doing all these savage posts on Instagram, that you were just like, it was just like trying to get people to really think for a second, maybe we should stop being so stupid, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
And that's what you've been experiencing a lot of your life when you see this shit happen. You can see this like misinformation of stuff. Why we got into the Middle East at all.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like it's a bit of a curse, really. I'd like to walk around in my own little ignorance bubble and not have to be like, fucking hell, what a load of shit. Fucking hell, this is bullshit. Oh, God, here we go again. It's like, it's a bit like being able to see through shit. It's like that film where someone puts on glasses and they can kind of see all the obey stuff. I don't know what film
it's called. It's called They Live.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit like that. I'm not saying I've got some kind of special gift or something for calling out bullshit or anything. I feel like anyone can do this if they just spend a bit of time doing some research.
Yeah.
But it does open you up to always like questioning everything. And sometimes I'm like, I would like to be in my own little ignorant bubble, my little Ukrainian flag on my profile picture. Have a nice cushy life, just thinking it's all goodies and baddies out there, cowboys and Indians.
Yeah.
Watch me telly every night. Be all right, wouldn't it? Be all right, but
no,
unfortunately,
yeah, it just
got to analyze everything.
You can't, like, you got the LGBT flag on there, you got the French flag on there, Ukrainian flag on there, anything.
Get them all on, man.
All at once, all the flags all at once on the profile, forever, not temporary, right? Because what about...
That's the thing, because that's what I was thinking. When are people going to take off the Ukraine flags? When are people going to be like, I'd love to sit next to someone while they're at their computer, and how they have the thought that's like, you know what? Today I'm going to take off that Ukraine flag. I feel like Ukraine's all right now. They don't need me anymore.
I've supported enough.
What is that mental... Yeah, what goes on in the brain? I'd love to look at that from a psychological brain scan or something, as to yeah, they don't need my support anymore. It's fucking bananas, man.
Yeah, I isn't and with the Ladbible thing, did you post something like no, was it no, it was Ladbible, no, that they took off the flag?
Yeah, so they had the blue and yellow. And I mean, I was already getting triggered a lot by all the bullshit misinformation. And every time I open my phone, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and there's a Ladbible, Unilad post, Gaming Bible, any one of their verticals, there's so many of them. Blue and yellow flag everywhere. And I was like, yeah. So I took to LinkedIn and I posted this big rant, tagged them in it. I know I've got connections with the owners on LinkedIn, and loads of people still work there, people who've worked there in the past. And I was just saying how ridiculous this all is. And, if they could take 10 minutes away from doing this virtual signaling and bullshit PR stunt to actually research the conflict and offer people some in-depth analysis, then, maybe we could move towards a more rational world, because they've got such a big following. And the day after, they did change the profile picture, or a few days after. I'm not saying it's anything to do with me, because on the profile pictures on Facebook, they had loads of comments from Palestinians, from people all over the world who are suffering from conflicts now and who have suffered from conflicts in the past, but no social media companies have changed the pictures for them. So I feel like there was a lot of pressure from all areas. I hope that I had some actual effect, because that's the thing. When you're doing all this keyboard warrior shit, sometimes you're like, why am I even doing this?
Yeah.
Why the fuck am I doing this? People have their opinions, and I'm probably not going to change anyone's opinions. But when it comes down to it, if you can not persuade, but help one person out of 1,000 go research something and maybe develop a more balanced view, then I guess that's a win. And if I had a little effect in that, then that's brilliant. But
I reckon
yeah, they took the blue and yellow off.
that's good. You're putting all these posts out, right? And it's like, you might get people like, huh? But then all the people that have like they want to be anonymous, they don't want to message you, they don't want to like it, but they like it inside. Just like the reason why Donald Trump got in, the reason why Brexit became a vote yes, right? But all you hear is like people being like, oh, fucking idiots. Oh, we're out the EU, like, oh, that's so stupid. And but only the people that are against it, or right? No one's gonna be like, yeah, I voted, yeah. I'm gonna shout about that, right? Even the Scottish referendum back in 2014, I was against it. I was against Scotland being independent, and I've lived in Scotland most of my life. And I was I heard some crazy ass shit, man. Like people like I wouldn't say racism, whatever it is, the xenophobia or this the tribalism between Scotland and England. They're savage, man. Like in school, well, if they find out you're English, like it was pretty hardcore. And I've lived in Spain as a kid, and that's hardcore. They find out you're English, like fuck. So I've got like no hope.
Yeah.
And I go back to Scotland after the vote was no, and I go to Glasgow. I go to university campus, and I hearing all the students talk about like how it was like fucking politicians in England, like fucking cunts and that, right? It's like why are they more of a cunt? What about the Scottish politicians? Nah, they're alright. Like it's just the English ones are cunts. Like what do you mean? What do you like? They're all like the same fucking thing. And I had my really good friend's mum working in the police station, and she's having like meetings. And my friend's mum, like half of her family are English, right? But she's at the meeting with all the Scottish police officers and stuff, and they're talking about stuff, and they're just like, man, fuck England, fuck this, fuck that, and she's like, what? We're in a meeting right now, right? It's not like that. It's just more like it's supposed to be more of a economic, political sort of thing, not like fuck England, not like let's bring back William Wallace,
Not like Braveheart,
right?
yeah, freedom,
Right? I even had a guy in my class called William Wallace. Holy shit.
Oh, God. Really?
Yeah, really. And I go up, and people were still mad about that. Like kids still mad about like William Wallace and Braveheart shit and all. The wall, keep the wall going, and eventually, she the police officer, my friend's mom, she did say to everyone like, we can't speak like this, and my godmother is English, living in Scotland, and if Brexit, sorry, not Brexit, if the Scottish referendum did occur, then she would have to move, the whole family would have to move, all different families would have to move and all this stuff just to be independent, just for the idea of it. Which everyone can do what they want, but it got 55% no, but yet people were still kicking off. Glasgow next day was kicking off, people were losing their mind. And so I went to Glasgow and I started shouting, vote no, when I was in the university, and people got really pissed.
Yeah.
But that's like the majority of the people in the university, all the young people, were against it. Were against staying together. So, is it just young people and people that are easily sensationalized, that are putting a goddamn Ukrainian flag on, right? If we could see the demographic of the people losing their mind, being like, pour this, pour that, right? Is it because younger people are more emotional and more stupid? Possibly. Probably that. Probably the reason.
Do you think it's majority younger people? I feel like it's older people from what I've seen with Ukraine.
Oh, sorry, not particularly just the Ukraine, but just being easily swayed in emotions, right? And quick to do all sorts of shit on social media. But
I mean,
yeah,
young people are a lot more idealistic, aren't they? And when it comes to kind of civil rights or gender rights, feminism, LGBTQ,
Black Lives Matter. Yeah,
like you said, yeah, like you said with this with the Scottish referendum, I feel like yeah, definitely young people. I mean, a lot of young people got whipped up into a frenzy in the British general election when you had like Stormzy and like a Carla all came out backing Jeremy Corbyn, and he mobilised a lot of young people, and they got whipped up into this frenzy, for good or for bad, whatever. But yeah, you did see a lot of young people falling under that kind of banner. So at certain times, yeah, but I feel like with war and stuff, we're a lot more suspecting younger people. You know, we're a lot more computer literate, and we can check stuff out much quicker than say
then granddad. Yeah,
parents
yeah.
or grandparents who rely on Dermot, whatever his face is, doing 10 o'clock news, and don't ever like go and check some. Saying that though, you know, just because you can go check some out on Twitter doesn't mean you're a more capable human being. But you know, it's great to be able to see different perspectives.
Yeah, but I think who are the people that are going to actually fight in any war is young people, right?
Yeah, yeah, true.
So that's just another thing. I think, like, you know, I've been seeing all sorts of like different posters of you know, the the youth generation fighting the old, you know, the old dictators wars and shit, right? I mean, it's kind of like that, you know, it's kind of like that, right?
Yeah.
But I think like we see this, and we see possibly you know, China doing something pretty similar, right, in the near future. I can't see why not, right? They've been outwardly spoken about dominating the whole world, and they don't care. They want to be the financial center of the whole world. And if they do, then that's because they've smashed it, right? And there's nothing we can really say about that. But you know, we see this stuff and we're like, oh, we should stop war and all this. Do we even think it's even fucking possible to even to get out of the monkey brain of all this?
To get to not live in a world with war.
Yeah, does it seem like that we could ever evolve past being told one thing and we're like, oh fuck, we should like mobilize right now. We should start going crazy, you know? Do you think we could ever even get past this idea of all this shit?
So I thought in today's day and age where everyone's got like the power of 1,000 encyclopedias in the hand at all times in the pocket, I really thought we'd move towards a world where people would be a lot more well informed, and we would question stuff. And maybe we are doing a little bit, and it's not an overnight fix. But I feel like in time, over the next 100 years, I feel like governments aren't going to be able to get away with the kind of stuff that they have done.
I hope so. Yeah.
See what happens. Yeah, I'm an optimist.
Yeah.
Probably like a defense mechanism, so I don't get depressed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely optimistic, and you know, sometimes I'm a bit naive like that. But I do feel like people are getting more clued up, and we can hopefully move to a place where there is less wars and less conflict. And I feel like the first step to doing that is probably like becoming like a multi-planetary species, and kind of taking a broader perspective and look at Earth as like a whole, like a little being, rather than just like the planet that we live on.
Yeah.
Once we can, you know, take a step back and see it for what it is, we can hopefully care for it more.
Well,
and fuck up Mars instead, and just fight people on Saturn and some shit.
Well, you know, the pessimist in me would say that the people that become Martians will look at Earth and be like, fucking idiots. And then...
So, have you seen Expanse?
No, what's that?
It's a series, sci-fi series, and it's pretty much, it takes that into consideration. It's set like 300 years in the future. Humans have moved to Mars. Mars look back at Earth like, these guys are idiots. We want independence. A bit like America got independence from Britain.
Yeah.
And they wanted to do their own thing, and Martians become their own government. They oppose Earth. They nearly have a war. And you've got the Belters who live in the asteroid belts, who are kind of like the galactic working class, who are all just kind of impoverished.
The
and
north.
trodden on.
North of England.
Yeah, exactly. All living in cosmic council flats, and it's ridiculous. It's good though. It's good.
Expanse. Where can you watch Expanse.
That? On Amazon, man.
Right. Yeah, I'm mad interested in all that stuff, and if you want some optimism, we have interviewed some people that are actively making it possible to, have hotels on the moon in the next 5 years, to have like an actual legit hotel.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though we haven't been back to the moon since we apparently went in 1969. They're going to build hotels in there in the next 5 years.
Yeah, so I need to look back on the thing. I've got the interview. About five or so. Yeah, it's they're doing all sorts of stuff. It was part of the crypto interview stuff, but they are getting it. It was called Lunargistics. The logistics of the moon, and they're trying to get it going, and Elon trying to get us out there might be our only hope. If Elon can, stop himself getting into drama with different fucking nonsense. All right.
Chechen leaders, Putin, and calling Putin out to a fight.
Don't kill him.
I mean, a lot of people say like all these billionaires spending money on rockets and stuff. We should care about our own planet. Yeah, we should. But I feel like for the survival of the human species, we have to explore the cosmos and get off Earth.
Yeah.
Because inevitably Earth will become inhospitable, whether it's because of climate change or not. The sun's going to get big and kill everything.
Yeah.
So
right, exactly.
We need to go, man.
And one surefire way I've ever seen people stop fighting each other is when there's a third party that comes in that is even more of a threat, right? Like Vikings, right?
Films, in Independence Day, where the aliens come and you have like Israelis and Palestinians shaking hands to fight the aliens. It makes me get emotional, mate. I don't really get emotional at many films, but when I see that shit, I'm like,
have you seen Watchmen? Watchmen, the film.
I haven't seen it, man.
Well, that does something similar. It it's more complicated, but it does something similar to try and unite the world. Back is an alternative history of the Cold War, back in the 80s, and to try and stop Russia from nuking the world.
Right.
Yeah, so we just need
bloody Russians.
We just need some aliens or an asteroid. Well,
yeah.
Even Don't Look Up is like I don't know if you saw that. Don't Look Up with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, true.
Right, so funny.
Yeah.
You think it would be simple, but it's not.
I mean, you could say if we hadn't had just had one, we could be like, well, yeah, a pandemic could be good because it'd bring everyone together and would all unite as nations to overcome it. But that isn't how it played out at all, no. Really. I mean, some people might be like, yeah, the vaccine scientists all banded together and we did all that type of stuff, which I guess to get a vaccine out that quick was good for people who want to take it. But the legislation and the draconian anti-democratic laws that came with it was just fucked up,
yeah.
Right?
And now this tracking system that's like going to be like on the same level as fucking China, getting your credit score up.
Yeah.
It's not good. So we need some fucking aliens. We need something to unite the world. But
what aliens would you have? What if you could choose? Would you have like the aliens from Alien or like Mars Attack aliens?
Fuck me, that would be scary. Mars Attacks. Nah. I would say probably like
freaky.
Probably the best one politically would be like the ones from Starship Troopers. Some sort of weird insect.
Oh, the insects.
Yeah, because they can't.
Yeah.
They're not talking to you. You can just fucking kill them.
Yeah.
No one cares about that. It's fine.
True. Vegans might have a problem, man.
Vegans. They'll be like, oh man.
Don't kill the bugs, man.
Yeah.
Can't kill the bugs. Got to talk to them. Got to tame them. But yeah, I feel that, man. Definitely. You can't really humanize the big insects, can you?
No. But yeah, that was a good call. That was, I appreciate that. And it's a bit fucked up what's happening. And yeah, if people are still interested in even this whole situation, then we're talking about it now, even though people were like taking down the flag and they're like, what's next, eh? Let me think of some of
Oh
the
man, they're
social,
licking the lips, aren't they?
They're hungry for something else.
Sat there at the computer like, what's going to be the next?
They're gonna start putting like Taiwan. No, they're gonna start putting Taiwan. Yeah, put that flag up
Man. In anticipation.
I'll put mine up today.
Get ahead of the game.
How the fuck did he know? How did he know?
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hacking the matrix there. Definitely. I wonder if you can go to like the bookies like William Hill and put a bet on what's going to be the next major global event. That'd be cool, right? Could make some good cash.
No, I mean, you can do that, but it's got to be with crypto. Or stocks. You know, if you choose a stock from a particular company, right? If you think China's going to take over the world, then you would invest into like Tencent or some other Chinese company.
Wow.
That's what people do anyway, right? Like Pfizer.
Yeah. So yeah, made a lot of money on them. My God.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, what are you up to? If you wanted to say anything, what you're up to, just for the sake of it, you know. I know you're doing those NFT things that are like absolute, so niche on the topic of like what it is, but they are legit true.
Yeah, man. Yeah, just cracking on with that really. Canggu Shortcut Rider Part 3. It's up to about 7 minutes now. I've got very carried away with it. First one was 2 minutes, second one 3 minutes. Now we're up to 7 minutes, but I'm just feel so inspired, and it's just so funny making stuff like that. I love it. I love the whole video game nostalgia.
Yeah.
And the comedy aspect. It's a nice break away from making serious documentaries and stuff like that. So I'm just cracking on with that at the moment. Shooting a Nat Geo documentary in 2 weeks out here in Thailand, on a telephone, which should be interesting, a mobile phone.
What do you mean? What do you mean on the telephone?
So we're on about China. It's a Chinese brand called like Xiaomi. I don't really know
Xiaomi.
The name. It's XI. Yeah. I'm sure that's like an Indonesian food. But anyway, so they've partnered with Nat Geo to do like a branded content video.
Right.
And they've basically got a Nat Geo photographer taking their mobile phone out to some mangroves to photograph some wildlife and the local community.
Right.
And then I've got to go along and make a video of him doing that with their phone. But I've also got to use their phone to make the documentary about him using their phone. This is meta beyond belief.
You got 2 phones.
So
you have 2 phones.
So they're meant to be sending me 3, and every day they're like, "Is it arrived yet?" I'm like, "No, there's no phone here, mate. I don't know what you want me to do." And they want me to attach it to a drone as well. So it better arrive soon, because if I crash one, then I'm gonna be buggered. Good job I've got 3. But that should be interesting, man. It'd be challenging shooting with a mobile phone. Keep calling it a telephone, like one of them bloody.
Yeah, it's not a.
No one uses that a telephone anymore,
telephone.
like spinning route numbers. Hello.
I mean, but, you're like a few years older than me, but we're still old enough to remember actually using it for daily life, which I remember. I remember that using a telephone.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I know, showing our age there, man.
You're so mad, like when someone has like a long number, you're like, fuck. Or when someone has a 9 or a 1, I can't remember which way around. But you have to go all the way fucking around. Dickhead.
I know, yeah. I can't really be asked talking to him. No. And then like live in this world right now where I click a button on my screen and got you on video chat. It's crazy, yeah. The development of technology. It's just kind of going up and up and up. And I have this conversation quite a lot, how fast everything has been developing. And then when something comes along like Neuralink,
yeah,
that kind of upward trend, it no longer becomes upward. It kind of morphs into like something else completely different, into like a oscillating hexagon or something.
It takes like a sidestep, like all the progression that you imagined completely forget about that and go into Neuralink, where it's like
Yeah,
now you can just like be a computer at the same time. That's what they're trying to do, right? Like they're trying to
yeah,
make cyborgs.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm
The singularity,
I'm
right?
down for it. I'm down for it.
I,
I would do it. Yeah, I would do it.
it, it'd just be scary if you didn't have autonomy, if you didn't have full control over your body, and that chip could actually, take control.
Well, the thing is, do we even have full control anyway? Right? That's 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 a hard part. But there's probably something for a different time. But but
Yeah,
so you're doing this stuff now, and you've got plenty of documentaries that you've made in the past, um
yeah.
and yeah, they're always fucking sick to look at. The the colors and composition and all those nice words. They're like some of the best, considering that it's like just you, right? For the most part,
Yeah,
right? It's
yeah, yeah.
it's really professional shit. So I appreciate it, and yeah, good speaking to you.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. What are you working on at the moment?
Um
I know you're doing a lot of crypto stuff.
yeah, we're doing that. We're doing the crypto stuff. And we're doing crypto stuff in general, and also the film stuff, and making a game and doing all this. My brother's been making about like he's got like a massive backlog of different NFT stuff that he's been working on, but also like a kind of different technology with the NFTs. It's not just like NFTs that get put up, but more like a yeah. It's basically gonna be a game, but with NFTs. So yeah, kind of crazy. And still editing the Bali Corona fucking dating thing. That documentary. I'm getting close to finishing it. It's kind of like you. It's kind of like the kid that the third child that you don't care about, and whenever you have spare time, you go and hang out. But it's really taking a back seat. But it's gonna be finished, and
Yeah,
you know, we both know what it's like to be in Bali, and we know what it's like to, what the general mindset of people are versus, like people from Jakarta that come over, right? And they're like, let's go. And so I've got all that. I've got the bule, I've got locals, got like foreign Indonesian, I've got the Chinese coming in, doing all this shit. And yeah, it's pretty, not suitable for work. That's what I would say. It's it's like the real shit, I was even cautious of even working on it and talking to people about it like later when I was in Bali because of free speech and shit. And I had plenty of people warn me about don't talk about this business, don't talk about that. I was gonna go hard into people's wages being so fucking shit. Like 50,000 for the whole like 12 hours work in the lawn, the lawn in Batu Belong. A guy I was talking to a guy, and he was like, "Yeah, 50,000 for the whole day," and it's like one drink is like 60,000. So his whole fucking wage for the
like a
day.
barman.
Yeah, this like a bar worker. Holy shit,
What the hell?
that's not right, eh?
That's £2.50.
Yeah,
£2.50, isn't it?
£2.50 for 12 hours work. How about no? So, but I'm trying
Yeah,
to
man.
I'm trying to go hard, but like not too crazy. So then I could, get back into Indonesia eventually for a holiday.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's something I'm always worried about. Don't want to push it too far, so you get blacklisted from Bali because
dude,
there is a lot of crazy shit there. But it's my favorite place in the world, no doubt.
yeah, it's amazing, right? And I was making, I had plans to go to Russia as well, like there was a possibility I was gonna go this year to go visit my brother, but now there's no possibility of that. So, yeah, who knows? When we get our face out, we talk in the media. We don't know what's gonna happen if the passport in the airport is gonna be like red. It's gonna come up ding ding.
Ooh.
So who knows, eh?
Yeah, that's it. I always hope that, like, if I do ever get flagged up and they check my stuff out, they'll see all the nice videos I've made about Balinese culture and all, like, the promoting it to tourists in a way. These documentaries I've made, they're like, oh, we'll let him off. We'll let him off. He's done some good work for us. So fingers crossed that keeps me in the good books.
Yeah. You just like unlist. You just like unlist or privatize all the videos before. Hey, that's it. Just take it down, get in the airport, go through, and then once you're back in, upload it back up. It's all good.
There you go, man. There you go. Yeah, this new Canggu Shortcut Rider Part 3, it kind of takes a dystopian look at what Bali could become if the rampant development continues and, you know, it gets out of control with the environment. And I'm sure you saw all the plastic pollution just gone in rainy season and how bad all that was. So yeah, it could flag up a lot of shit, but fingers crossed it only triggers the people I want it to trigger, not the government.
This trigger some of those oh yeah. Don't get that going. I almost interviewed a guy that was working with or met Jokowi, you know, the president.
Yeah.
But I was too busy trying to like remake a Kickstarter the night before, so I fucking missed it, and I was like, whatever, I don't need that. I don't need that. It was like a guy doing the I think it was a Sun Guy watch, I think maybe, or trying to clean up the rivers.
Okay, yeah,
that dude.
Gary Bench.
Gary. Yeah, Gary. I was yeah.
Make a change world.
But you know, I'm always skeptical. I'm always skeptical of anything, even like environmental friendly companies. I'm always skeptical of that. Of like, are you really doing it? And so that's in the documentary as well, going into the corruption of how Jokowi was stopping, you know, renewable energy just from the energy companies. We're like, we don't want these light bulbs. These light bulbs are too energy efficient. Should ban them. And he did. Yeah. It's insane, right? Like, fuck. And you see Jokowi.
That's in the documentary.
Yeah, that's in the documentary. Yeah. It's
looking forward to seeing it when it's finally out, man. Get that third child love.
I know.
Show it
seriously.
Some love and affection, man.
I need to send the first two children to.
Don't just take it for ice cream on a Sunday. Take it on a 2-week holiday,
like a bedtime story, and I just need to send the other ones to boarding school so I can like really get some good time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, man.
All right. Yeah. It must be like what, like almost not 9 o'clock over there now. So.
Yeah. 20 to 9, man.
Yeah, but I appreciate it, and yeah, thanks for getting on.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. It's been great to chat.
Yeah, man. All right, and I look forward to Volume 3, Version 3 coming out.
Yeah, man. I'll try and get it done.
All right. Catch you later, dude.
Okay, bro. I'll see you later, man.
Bye. Wow. That's one way to solve it, eh? We'll just fly out into space. If you like this, you can check out other stuff, other videos on this channel, and future stuff that's going to happen. Get more long form, keep the shorter ones going. Yeah. Bye-bye.